Hi, welcome to the Global Product Update in November. Today, I would like to give you a small update on a few points on our roadmap in the platform section. I want to start with a very small, but nevertheless helpful story. As you know, we have integrated an extensive rule system into Shopware. At the moment, you might encounter problems if you delete a rule which is already in use. We want to prevent this in the future or warn you with a warning message. We have already implemented a similar solution for many other entities, so we want to cover this scenario too. The next item is the display of the lowest price in the listing. At present, Shopware works with a from to price solution for the display in the listings. And in the future, we only want to display the cheapest from price, which is available in the respective context of the products. The cheapest price per unit is being displayed for all variants, of course, and for the calculation, single price rules of the respective context, the scale prices, and the variant prices are taken. There's a new option with which I can additionally control if the minimum order quantity should be used to calculate the best price or not. Because this requires a lot of modification work, this feature will be released with the next major version. Last time I introduced the topic Wishlist to you. This epic is currently in development. So I wanted to show you a small video how it looks like in action. Via the listing, the detail page and the shopping cart, logged in customers and not logged in customers can save products to the wishlist for later purchase. The listing now looks like this with an activated wishlist. In each box, a small heart icon is displayed. With this icon, I can quickly add single products to the wish list. The heart also shows which products are already on the wish list directly in the listing. Of course, full page cache compatible. In the upper right corner, there is a new icon with which I can display the products on the wish list. Unlike in Shopware 5, this view is more like the normal listing view with some additional information. If a variant is distinct or a product, I can move the product directly from the wish list to the shopping cart. Otherwise, I get directly to the detailed page first. There was often the wish that store customers could view the generated documents themselves in the customer account. Here's a small screen design how it might look like. And you can see I generated an invoice document, and yeah, I can define individual document types for viewing in the customer account. So I can say something like, oh, I only want to share invoices with the customers or not. As soon as the specific document has been sent via email, the customer can view all generated documents for his order at any time. Yeah, and this feature will mostly like to be included in the next release. I already introduced this epic to you last time. Filter settings per category. The point is that the store owner will be able to set the available filters in a very fine, granular way. He will be able to do this with every listing element in the CMS. So he will be also able to choose between the different standard filters like price, rating, or manufacturer. Additionally, he can select in detail the property groups that should not be displayed in the listing. So here's the first screen design, how it might look like in the future. So yeah, and that's it for me for today. So, and now I would like to give over to Moritz.
So let's start with the global product update. First, I will give you some news about our enterprise version. Since the last GPU, we released a new version of the B2B suite for Shopware 5. And we started working on the PHP 8 compatibility since we have done the compatibility in Shopware 5.7 already. And the B2B suite and the other releases needs to be compatible with it. And surely we started working on the Style IPA integration. That's already on our roadmap, so you can have a look on the roadmap and see when it's finished. The next thing is the enterprise search. So we are working on marketing actions for search results. This is basically a part of the finals of our trainee Lucas, and he's working on the marketing research results for his finals. And we got a feature contribution from our partner OneDrop. The developer Hans provided us some new features for the enterprise search, and we will now have a look on how to implement it and what effort we need to take into account to bring it into the product. It's basically about indexing of shopping experiences and a synonym module for the administration. And as soon as we are sure when it will be possible to implement it, it will be also on the roadmap. And we started working on the draft for shopping experiences. We are working on the basic setup for new projects, and the development started recently. So there's not much to show yet, but perhaps in the next GPU, I will show you some more details about it. So let's get over to platform. I've done some concepts and be part of some kickoffs in the platform repository, and let's start with text calculation. We have some feedback that the text calculation on shipping costs isn't sufficient for international customers, so we decided that it's necessary to choose between different text settings for shipping costs. The standard shipping text calculation will be auto. That's basically the thing we use in Germany too. It's the split up to the positions that including the taxes. But you can also choose between highest text of the card and a selected tax rate. So you can now, I will now show you how it will work. So you can open the shippings and you will see the text calculation in the overview. You can go to a specific shipping method and select the text calculation type like auto, highest tax, and fixed tax rate. And when you choose fixed tax rate, you can select a tax rate from the shop. When switching to the storefront, the calculation will change accordingly. So for now, I have two products with 7% and 25% VAT in the cart, and I can change between the shipping cost and tax calculation will be changing accordingly. Like for a fixed tax rate, it will add 19%, or when I choose the highest tax rate, it will be changed to 25%. The next thing is about deleting customers in the storefront. Since the DSGVO topic, that's a German name for it. It's about personal data handling in the shops. So it is necessary that a shop customer can delete his own customer account, so it will be possible for him. You can activate it by setting in the settings module of Shopware, and the customer can delete their account, and it will include the customer account and the newsletter entries, but not the orders. They will be kept to fulfill the laws. And if the certain time is reached, the shop owner can delete the orders too. It will look like this. So you, for now, in your profile, you are not able to delete your account, but you can activate a new setting in login and registration to allow customer deletion. And when you then change to the storefront and reload the page, there will be a link to delete your personal data with a pop-up that hints which data will be deleted, and you can delete your account and will get a message that your customer account will be deleted. The next topic is about improved payment selection. I showed you this multiple times before. It's about removing the model windows in the last checkout step and including radio buttons to switch between shipping methods and payment methods. Sadly, it's containing breaks, so it will be part of the 6.4, the next major release, and it will not be included in the next release, in the next minor release. And the deprecations are already in the master, so if you're developing payment plugins and so on, you can already have a look at it and see how it will work in the future. The whole topic is nearly finished and will be also in the master branch as soon as possible. There's some more planned improvements. It's about Elasticsearch, HTTP cache, and general performance that we are planning. And the aim is to reduce issues with these topics. Those topics should be also on the roadmap, and you can have a look at the details. Then we are planning doing some changes in the search and index ranking. We want to make it possible to choose between and or as a search mode, add new fields to the search index, exclude search terms from the index, and preview search results in administration. I've got some screen designs from our design team. It will look like this. So you can choose between and or search, and define a minimum search length in the administration. And you can choose between which fields of a product will be searchable. And there will be some kind of live search where you can see how the calculation of the ranking will work. The last one is list prices per rule. We are planning to make it possible to define list prices for each advanced pricing rule. So if you have a bigger shop with a lot of prices and a lot of sales channels, it will be possible to have different list prices for different sales channels and so on. And that was it from my side, and I will hand over to my colleague.
Okay, so I do also have some more platform updates. First of all, we gonna fix some UX issues. That are several smaller improvements. Just to name a few, for example, the select all in grids. As you might know, until now, if you click on the top left button in the grid, it's selecting all the products, but only the products that are on the current page. And if you, for example, filtered your grid by searching for something, or in the future when we have the filter function, you might want to select everything that's in your current selection. So this will also be possible in the future. Another one is the saving of grid settings per user in the database. It's possible right now to define the grid view by yourself. For example, if you want to use the compact view or the bigger view, or depending on which entity the grid is about, you can choose if you want to show preview images. And of course, you can define the columns and the order of the columns which should be shown in the grid. And until now, we are saving this in the local storage. But if you, for example, log in to your admin from another device, or if you clear your local storage, all your settings are gone. So we will save this per user, per grid in the database. So it doesn't matter from where you log in, you will always have the view you've chosen. And the third example is the default values or reset values for products. There are a lot of fields in the product mask. If you build a new product and you click on save once, you will have automatically set some values. For example, here the restock time in days, or the min order quantity, or purchase steps. And until now, they are set automatically, and you don't have the possibility to clear those fields. So you have to define, or if you have defined it once, you always have to define it. And we're going to change it so those fields become nullable. And three huge updates for the content management system. We're going to show you. First of all is the assignment of layouts directly inside the page builder. Until now, if you've designed a beautiful layout, you need to switch through every category and click on every category, assign the layout, click save, go to the next category, and so on. And we will gonna make this much easier. I will show you some screens. You will have a new tab on the right side called Layout Assignment, with a button to edit the assignments. And depending on what kind of layout type you are right now working in, for example, if you are in a listing layout, you will have the possibility to choose the categories you want to assign the layout to. And yeah, you will see the the category tree is pretty much the same like when you assign a product to categories. You also have the category tree there, and you can assign the layout super quick and easy to multiple categories. And for example, if you are, have the layout type shop page, it's also possible to, on the one hand, to assign it to categories, or like you might know, in the settings module, there's also a possibility to assign shop page layouts to shop pages. And this will be also possible right inside the page builder. And another one would be in the future, if we have a product page layout, it will be possible to choose the products you want to assign the layout to. So this will make it much, much easier to work with the layouts with the page builder in the CMS. Second topic is the rich text editor with variables. You all know the data mapping, which is already pretty much useful. For example, if you want to assign a layout and assign it to multiple categories, you can choose the data mapping to automatically fill the elements with the data of the assigned categories. For example, until now, or for example, if you choose a category description, like seen here, how it's working right now, you have the text editor element, you choose data mapping, category description, and it will replace the whole text editor with this data mapping. And this is already useful. For example, if you use it in multiple categories, but you don't have the possibility to style the data that is mapped there. This is an example on the left hand. In the image element is mapped on the category image, and on the right side, the text element is mapped on the category description, but it's pretty much plain text. And also, you want to have the possibility to style it, like in a real text editor. And you might also want to have the possibility to only replace certain parts of the text inside the text element with the assigned entity data. So in the future, it will be possible to choose the data mapping and to replace text inside the text editor by, for example, here, the category name, and also, as you can see here, style it in the way you want to style it. So in the future, something like this will be possible. You have on the right side just one text element, and you have a headline, and inside there is a data mapping on the category name, and underneath in the same text element, you display the category description in another styling. So this will also make it much more convenient to use the data mapping. Give me a second. And the third, new feature, and I already spoiled it with the assignments of the layouts, is the product page layouts. So we are working right now on make it possible to use or to design the product detail page the same way like you design a landing page or a listing page or a shop page. And I will give you a little preview on and explain a little bit how it will work in the first iteration. So you will have a new layout type called product page. And when you start a new layout with this product type, you will have 4 blocks automatically set inside this layout, which are the 4 blocks that our product page until now consists of. So this is on first is the product name and the manufacturer logo. The second is the gallery and the buy box. And for example, this is one new block. and it consists of 2 elements. And the one you already know is the image gallery element. And one new element we will introduce is the buy box element. And if you're using this element on a product page layout type, you can't define anything there because it will be automatically mapped on the product data you will on which product you will assign the layout. And the third block, also a new block, consists of 1 element. This is also another new element, is a description and review element, where all automatically will be loaded the description and the reviews that are part of the product's data. And the fourth new block would be the cross-selling block, and with a new element called cross-selling. And if you have assigned some cross-selling to the product, it will be displayed here. But if you do not have assigned any cross-selling, this whole block won't be shown anyway. And with this new possibilities, you will be really flexible. For example, if you know in the content management, the blocks do have slots, several slots, and in those slots there can be different elements, for example, image or text or gallery or whatever. And it will be also possible to change those blocks and to switch those elements. For example, if you do not want to have a buy box there, you could switch it to a normal text block, or you could delete the whole block and just insert a gallery box there and make it more like a shopping window product without any buying function. I think I also have a screen of that here. Here, for example, in the background, you see there's only gallery. There isn't the buy box anymore. And of course, if you want to save, you will get a notification that the buy box is missing, but you can still save. So you are really flexible in what your product page allows and what not. Okay, so we have 4 new blocks which come with this feature, with 3 new elements. And also a very awesome thing will be that you can use those blocks and elements also on other layout types. So you cannot only use it on a product page, but you can also, for example, here, you can design a landing page. And if you want to, you can add a buy box there. And in that case, of course, you have to choose the product that should be displayed there. And then you will have the product data of that product loaded there with everything like variants or custom products or whatever is assigned to that product. So you can also update your landing pages with product data, for example, also with a description and reviews element and so on. So yeah, this will be a pretty huge update all in all for the content management. But of course, do not expect it before approximately February next year. Because yeah, of course, this is a huge topic, but we already work on it. And if you want to see how the progress is doing, just visit our roadmap on the Shopware website, and you will see what's the progress on those topics. That's it so far for some platform topics. I also have some updates for the services team, what happened there in the last time. What was finished in the last month or last 2 months. I think last time I wasn't part of the GPU. So what was finished? Of course, PayPal, we are always working on the PayPal topic, and we updated the whole PayPal to API version 2, and the release of this will be next week. And of course, iZettle was released. I think I've shown you a few GPUs before how it should work, and it's already released. So if you're interested in, just check it out and try it out. Also, there was a very huge update on the Magento migration profile with a lot of bug fixes, a lot of improvements, and those are especially for better performance and less cancellations during the progress. So the whole migration process for Magento is much smoother and much faster now. And of course, you all know in the last release was the ACL integration. And of course, we also updated all our plugins with this. So ACL is now available with the CMS extensions, with the custom products, with PayPal, the migration assistant, and social shopping. And last but not least, what are we working right now on the services team, and what will be next up? First of all, we are working constantly on the PayPal cloud integration. Also, we are updating all the Shopware 5 plugins to make it compatible with the new major version to come in the future with the 5.7. And of course, the CMS extensions will get a new feature, which is also pretty neat. And that are the rules for the shopping experiences. If you're interested in how this will work and what this feature consists of, just take a look at the GPU of, I think it was September this year. In that GPU, I'm explaining how this feature will work. Release of this is estimated to be at the end of November. So I'm really looking forward to this. Also, what's next up? We want to make it possible to migrate between Shopware 6 and Shopware 6, between our cloud product and our on-premise product. So if you're already using Shopware on-prem and you do not want to host it anymore by yourself, feel free to migrate to the cloud, or vice versa. If you want to become more flexible and want to do the hosting by yourself, you could migrate from cloud to on-prem. So this is one topic we will start working on in a few weeks. And also next up is the unified language plugin. So we don't have several language plugins for each language anymore, but we will have one unified language plugin. And also together with this, we will have a much more automated translation process with the help, for example, of DeepL to have much faster and more easily maintainable language plugin. That's it for me. And next up will be my colleague, Daniel.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, so I will present a few cloud news today. So first of which is our beloved AppStore. So we talked about it in the last GPUs, I think. And this week we finally released it. So from now on, apps are available in Shopware Cloud. And so I think that's some awesome news. And I want to give you a quick overview of what we have there. So this is a test environment, but it's already live on staging. So if it's live on production, so if you have a cloud shop, you can use all the functionalities I show you. We have a new menu extensions, and in there, if you go to the store, you can see our App Store, and the App Store shows all the apps and themes that are available in there. So you can sort them, you can filter them, and of course, you have all the categories you already know from the Shopware community store. And now you can browse the store and, for example, find the theme you want to use. And you will find detailed information you already know from the community store, such as images, descriptions, information about the manufacturer, so to say, and, for example, a change log. And then from within the administration, you can subscribe to the theme in this case. So it's $17.90 per month, and you can rent the theme. And it will automatically be downloaded into your system and will be active right away. So it takes a while to do the booking behind the scenes. but afterwards it's just available as a plugin theme, for example, would be. So if I go there, you can see it under my extensions. Here you can also disable it if you want to. You can cancel the subscription if you don't need it anymore. And then if you go to your storefront under themes, you can enable it. So this is the current storefront. It's an empty storefront in the default theme. And now I can go and change the theme to the one I just purchased, save it, and then it will compile the theme automatically behind the scenes. And if I go back to the storefront and refresh, you will see that the theme is right away available. So it's a comfort, I guess everyone wants to have when purchasing apps, so you don't need to change into the community store. You can use everything right from here. If I buy another app, in this case, you can see that it also has a permission overview. So if it's about your data, for example, you have the full control. It will tell you which permissions the apps wants to have. For example, this app wants to view your products and want to create products, but it's not allowed to delete them. So, and this again is very important, because if you buy a theme, for example, you don't want it to read out your customer data, for example. And so this is for the transparency of you, so that you always know what an app does behind the scenes. Oh, sorry. And then I have only one news left. So the App Store already was released, as I mentioned earlier. It is only available in Shopware Cloud right now, and it will be available in Shopware self-hosted soon. So we are planning to bring the same functionality to Shopware self-hosted, and then you will be able to use all the app and themes you can use in Shopware Cloud. Plus, you can use the plugins you already know. So, and also the plugins can be installed and can be bought right from within the administration. The good news also is that many themes that were available for Shopware 6 self-hosted are already being transferred to the new AppSystem, so you can also use them in Shopware Cloud right now. The other news is the AppSystem. The AppSystem is a technical base for the new extension system we have in Shopware Cloud. And this one was already brought to Shopware self-hosted in the current release. So if you're a developer, you can already use it. You can develop your apps on your local development machine, or even on a production machine in the internet. You can develop apps and themes. You can test them in the local instance, and you can upload them to the Shopware account in order to make them available in Shopware Cloud. Yes, and it's very easy to transform themes. So if you already have a Shopware 6 plugin with a theme, it's a few clicks and copy operations to make it a Shopware Cloud theme, so to say. So if you have a theme and it's not already available for Shopware Cloud, you should do it right now, because it's like you're basically losing money by not transferring it to Shopware Cloud, and it's no effort. Okay, and very important, of course, it will work. Apps work in both worlds, self-hosted and Shopware Cloud. So if you want to address both worlds and it's only simple extensions, or they can be done in apps, you should use the AppSystem. And then I just wanted to give a quick overview of the topics we will do in the next few weeks. First of which is the trial mode. So we want to rework the trial mode in order to make the upgrading and downgrading from trial to professional edition and professional edition downwards. It's quite complicated right now, and we want to make it easier. So that's something we will be working on in the next sprints. Also, we want to improve on the AppSystem. So we want to make it even easier for developers to provide, for example, simple configuration masks. So for example, in the world of plugins, you have the config XML. And in Shopware apps, you will also be able to use almost the same kind of config XML to render like configuration forms. And we will rework the shop deletion. So that's more like an internal topic. So as a customer or as a merchant, this will not affect you in the most parts, but we will rework how we handle deletions behind the scenes. Yeah, that's it from Shopware Cloud, and also from the global product update in November. So if you're attending in the session right now, you will be able to ask questions afterwards. And if you're out there in the community and you're watching this, I wish you a nice day, and we are looking forward to hear your feedback. Thank you.